You ever get in one of those moods where you're just like, hey, I kind of want to make a video. I'm not really sure about what, but I kind of just want to make one. I'm kind of in that mood right now. This is 100% going to end up being a vlog video. I don't know when exactly it's going to get released. So depending on when I'm going to do my best not to date it instantly here with topical references or anything. But hi everyone. Welcome to a kind of just random vlog video. I haven't made one of these in a long time. I'm sure some people in the comments are going to be like, oh, but Garrett, you've made vlogs for years at this point. Yeah, I have, but those have been trips. Like, they've had a purpose behind them. Like, the Disney trip, Gatlinburg, Hilton Head, all those were vacations that I just so happened to be vlogging on. This video, though, this is just kind of a, hey, let's just kind of hang out together for 15 or 20 minutes. I'm on my way to the movie theater to see Thunderbolts right now. I feel like I am the last person ever to see this movie. I'm instantly going to date this video here, but at the time of filming, it's been about 2 weeks since the movie hit theaters. I didn't get to see it opening weekend. Unfortunately, rent was due that week, so there was not really a lot of extra things I could spend money on. But I've got the evening to myself. Hope is babysitting tonight, so she won't get to go with me. She doesn't really want to see Thunderbolts. She doesn't have any interest in it, so I'm seeing it by myself, old school style. Kind of a throwback to when I used to do this almost every weekend back when I was a senior in high school, freshman in college. I would be in a theater almost every Friday night, what it felt like, at least. I remember my parents kind of thought I was weird because they're like, you're going to the movies and you're going by yourself? I'm like, yeah, I want to go watch a movie. What's so weird about that? Why does it need to be a communal experience? Now, don't get me wrong, there were plenty of times back in high school where I would go with friends. I had a specific group of friends that I would go with. None of which were particularly film fans, but it was one of the only ways that we could all hang out outside of school. So that's what we did. But I don't think going to see a movie by yourself is really all that trivial. It's just kind of like, yeah, I want to see this, and if no one's willing to go, then hey, I'll just go by myself. It doesn't have to be a communal experience. There's definitely a lot of value to it being a communal experience, but if you're in a time crunch, I don't see any issue with going by yourself. Tell me what you guys think down below in the comments. Would you rather go and see movies by yourself or with a group of friends? I'm kind of partial to either, to be honest. Of course, in the later years, it's been me and Hope going to the movies a lot. That's one of our favorite date night things to do, and usually it's some comic book movie I'm dragging her to go see. I've actually got like a half hour before the movie starts, and I'm not far away from the theater, so I feel like we should probably, I don't know, go somewhere else before, kill some time. When I bought my ticket last night at like 1 a.m. before I went to bed, there was one other seat sold in the theater, so I'm hoping there's at least 2 other people that are in there with me. Or maybe I'll get lucky and not a single ticket has sold for this showtime, and the one guy that bought one last night, he just doesn't show up, and I got a private screening of Thunderbolts.
Elena!
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about the wait. It was an important call. Highly classified.
So when I said let's go somewhere else, did you think I meant anywhere else but this place? The goal for this video now is maximum nostalgia, meaning classic handheld cam and avoiding people as much as possible. There was kind of a point to coming to Walmart here. I wanted to see if they had this little setup here. They had been marketing the absolute hell out of this new Lilo and Stitch movie. Like, look at this. This is adorable. I love how the majority of this set is just different versions of Stitch. And of course there's Lilo in there, but then for some reason they throw in Angel. Why? Why is she here? This is me most days when I am in the gym, just without the sweatband. I don't do that. That's weird. I don't know if that's the price, because at the other Walmart I was at a few days ago, this was 25 bucks. But I want this. Someone in the next live stream donate to me to get this, because I want this very bad. In classic vlog fashion, as I was recording that last clip, like 27 people showed up and wanted to look at the Stitch thing, so I had to vacate the premises. No way, they still make this? I have this. The portable Blu-ray player, not the On brand, but it's a different brand. But I have this, and they still make this. What? I mean, don't get me wrong, I love physical media as much as the next guy, but who's taking their Blu-rays on the road with them? I say that as a guy who owns one of these legitimately. You can tell I'm in a great area of town due to the fact that they have to lock up the vinyl records. I mean, the record players I understand, but the records themselves, just, we're in a wonderful place. I already have this. Don't be yelling at me in the comments. Hey, why didn't you buy 625? I already have him. This Stitch, actually, I've owned for quite a few years. I got this on the way to Florida a few years ago. So I've had that Stitch for a while. I understand why there's so much Angel merchandise out there, because she's Girl Stitch. But she wasn't in the show that much. She wasn't even in the original movie. She was a creation of the television show. She wasn't in it as much as you would expect from as much merchandise as there is of her. And then I'm just glad that they've got 625 here. I mean, look at that face. I'm even more happy that they're giving my boy Leroy some love too. Just, can we move beyond just putting Angel out there? Like, these two guys being represented as stuffed animals here, that makes me happy. Let's take a brief look at the absolute pitiful state of physical media in retail stores. Yep, that's about it. And in classic fashion, most of it's DVD. Wow. Even Disney getting in on the DVD action. They've re-released some Marvel movies on DVD in these little packs. Well, at least there's one multi-pack Blu-ray here. Cool. And hey, if you're a real die-hard collector, you can get yourself some glow-in-the-dark slipcover variants. This is cool, though. I'm not going to buy it now, but maybe at some point, to match my Batman set. But, once again, mostly DVDs. There's just some Blu-rays here. A new Blu-ray release of Jaws, the 67th release of that. I've said this once, and I'll say it again, at least Walmart is stocking television series. You can get plenty of complete series sets here. Like, you can get the complete series of Becker. I mean, where else can you buy that? For only $40, too. Ted Danson will thank you. He'll send you a personalized note in the mail thanking you for buying Becker. Kind of cool, too, that they've got some Netflix originals on physical media here. I think The Last Kingdom was a Netflix exclusive, and then the last season of Designated Survivor was on Netflix, I think. Vikings, was that a Netflix thing? Let's check and make sure. I don't see their logo on here. This might not be Netflix. Oh no. Someone correct me in the comments. That's good enough. You know me, still gotta check the Star Wars section, and we've got plenty of Acolyte figures to light your local fires with. I didn't hate the Acolyte, it was okay. But hey, behind that, we have some figures from the show I never got to watch. Skeleton Crew. I watched the first 3 episodes of it. It was good. I just never really got into it. I'm gonna give it another shot though. Plenty of IG-11 and Grogu and Master Kelnaka. So kind of a bust, I guess. I didn't really see anything that I wanted. They did have these little Stitch minifigures that I was kind of interested in, but then I saw the checkout line and said, if this isn't God telling me I don't need this, I don't know what is. Literally, it was almost wrapped around the entire clothing section. It was insane. Walmart has really embraced those self-checkout stands that nobody knows how to use. And then they only had 2 regular checkout things open, so I was going to be in there for at least another half hour just waiting to check out. So my Thunderbolts showing starts in literally 5 minutes. Or rather, it's supposed to start in 5 minutes. Is it going to? Probably not. It's going to be another hour before it actually starts. I feel like I remember reading this somewhere, but wasn't there like a congressperson that was trying to introduce a bill to force movie theaters to start movies at their scheduled time? Someone fact check me on that, or maybe me in the editing room will fact check me on that, but I feel like I remember seeing that somewhere, and if that's true, I 100% support that guy. It's super annoying when you actually get to the movie theater on time, and then it's another half hour to 45 minutes before your show even starts. The theater I'm going to now is the Cinemark. They're usually not too bad. It's usually about 20 to 25 minutes of trailers and ads prior to the movie. AMC is the absolute worst, though. I made it with probably 20 or so minutes to spare. I want this in my home. I don't need any more popcorn buckets, but I would like this one.
So adorable.
Is that Bucky?
That's not good.
That's funny. I wonder how low these are gonna go. They have plenty of them, let me tell you. These, however, of course, are adorable. But they've also got these little guys. Look at his little head. It's kind of weird drinking out of a Stitch head with no body, but it's cute, I'll give it that. Alright, so I just got out of seeing the Thunderbolts, or should I say, the New Avengers. I'd say spoiler warning here, but let's be honest, when this finally comes out, it's probably going to be at least a month since the movie hit theaters, and that New Avengers thing was spoiled like the week the movie hit theaters. Like, Marvel themselves spoiled that, which was really dumb. So I guess from this point forward, spoilers for the New Avengers, or Thunderbolts. I really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. I feel like this one was taken way more seriously than I anticipated it would be. It really dives into the whole concept of, wow, being a hero is actually really lonely. What happens when you take all these people who are alone in their own ways and try to put them together and form a team with them? It's really good in that aspect. The cast is phenomenal. I really like Florence Pugh still. Elena was a highlight of the Hawkeye series, and she's a highlight in this movie. She's really good in it. I didn't think that I would like Wyatt Russell as much as I did. The whole Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV show was ultimately pointless because Sam Wilson ends up in the exact same place as he was at the beginning of that show at the end of said show. But you kind of have to watch it to understand who the U.S. agent is, which I don't think he's ever called that in the Thunderbolts. I don't remember them ever saying, hey, you're U.S. agent. They kind of just make jokes about him being Captain America for 5 minutes. But I really liked Wyatt Russell here. He was charismatic and really an asshole throughout the majority of the movie, but it was really fun to watch him be a jackass the entire film. I really liked him. The ghost coming back from Ant-Man and the Wasp was really fun. I like that they didn't just leave her hanging. Surprising that she wound up working for Val. I haven't seen Ant-Man and the Wasp in years, so I don't remember where her character ended up at the end of that. So I'm not quite sure how she wound up working for Val, but I probably need to give that a rewatch here leading up to Avengers Doomsday. Speaking of Val, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, or as I know her, Elaine, is here. She's kind of the main villain. The rumor was going into this, or at least as what I thought was going to happen, was the Sentry was going to end up being like the main villain of the entire film. But no, it's really more Val and how she's trying to manipulate situations so she can stay in power. I really liked Elaine's performance here. Just to keep it simple, I'm just going to call her Elaine for the rest of this video. The one guy I really liked in this, and the one that I think I connected the most with, was Lewis Pullman, who plays Bob. He's actually the Sentry, but he's known throughout most of the film as Bob. I really liked his performance. I thought he played really meek and mild-mannered well, but he also played intimidating and basically Marvel's Superman really well. And his backstory is what's delved into more than any of the other new Avengers. You really feel for this guy and what he went through in his past. I think he was on meth at one point in time. His parents were dysfunctional. He's basically been told he's going to be alone for the rest of his life, and he really believes that. And that, in turn, manifests into him becoming this Void character at the end of the film during the climax. Funny enough, I only knew that the Void was a character because of Marvel Contest of Champions. I played as the Void a lot in Champions because he was one of my most powerful heroes for a little bit. Did I know the Sentry was basically Marvel's Superman? No. It was cool to see him on screen. I've seen pictures of the Sentry in the comics, and they got his outfit right. I just really related to Lewis Pullman's character here because there was a point in my life where I felt very similar to him. I'm sure everyone goes through a very similar scenario where, you're just in this depressed state and you just don't know how things are ever going to get better. The Sentry has basically lived through that his entire life, and it's hard to get yourself out of that when you go too deep. It's been a long time since I've ever felt that way, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm grateful to God for pulling me out of that. I used to feel that way at one point in my life, and that hits me deep, man. It really was like, whoa, okay, I really like him as a character, and I like his performance, but his arc really resonated with me. It's a really well-shot Marvel movie as well. There are some action scenes in here that I was really impressed with the camera work. There's one scene in Avengers Tower where all of the Thunderbolts are trying to attack Sentry, and it's like a one shot. It lingers on Sentry, but the camera moves around. It's a oneer, I'm pretty sure, as well. I don't remember there being any cuts, but each Thunderbolt tries to take out Sentry, but it lingers on him, and it's kind of hard to describe. It's a really well done shot, though. Basically, I don't have a lot of bad things to say about Thunderbolts. I feel like the humor with Alexei was a little too much in this. I like Alexei. I think that David Harbour's performance is really good in this film. He was good in Black Widow as well. I just feel like there were a couple of moments where it was just like, oh, let's throw in a joke here in this really emotional moment to cut the tension, when really the tension should have lingered there. It would have had more of an emotional reaction from the audience, or at least from me, if we hadn't immediately cut to Alexei screaming, "We are the Thunderbolts!" And I guess the other big issue I have with it is the fact that Yelena's past and Sentry's past are delved into really well, and they're fleshed out well. John Walker's past, kind of, yeah. It's more of his recent past, though, is delved into with his wife and his kid. But as far as, Ghost goes, Alexei, Winter Soldier, they're kind of just left on the cutting room floor, I feel like. Bucky, we know his past. We've followed him throughout the majority of the MCU, so do we really need his past delved into? Not really. And I guess the same goes with Ghost, but if you haven't seen Ant-Man and the Wasp in years, like myself, she's not going to feel as impactful as the other Thunderbolts do. And then Alexei, he's basically just comic relief. The post-credit scenes, I should probably talk about those too, because it's a Marvel movie. There's post-credits, who knew? The first one was just kind of nothing. It was payoff for a joke earlier on in the movie about the new Avengers showing up on a Wheaties box. It was funny. I kind of don't like how we're wasting end credit scenes with just silly jokes. We've got Doomsday coming up next year. We've got to start building to that, and wasting end credit scenes with a funny joke about Wheaties boxes, I don't see how that's relevant. The second post-credit scene, though, that's actually relevant to Doomsday. It's more relevant to Fantastic Four, though, because, hey, the Fantastic Four appear! Or at least their ship does. I was fortunate enough to remain spoiler-free on these post-credit scenes. I've kind of been avoiding the internet like the plague because of the spoilers that have popped up about Thunderbolts online. So I didn't know that we were going to get a Fantastic Four cameo, or a Fantastic Four ship cameo in this movie. I did notice in the credits, though, in the music section, there's the Fantastic Four theme by Michael Giacchino credited there. I was like, they didn't play the Fantastic Four theme in Thunderbolts. Did I miss it? oh, I bet they're in the post-credit scene. I put that together really quick. The final post-credit scene was pretty long too. I felt like it was pretty lengthy. It was at least 2 minutes in length. That was a good post-credit scene and a good tie into the upcoming Avengers film. You know, everyone with Brave New World was like, oh man, we're so over. Marvel's falling off again. Now with Thunderbolts, Marvel's back. Yeah, let's go. Like, can we make up our minds? Guys, is Marvel back or are they not? Like, I don't know, I liked Brave New World. I thought it was fun. Thunderbolts is a better movie, though. I liked this more than Brave New World, but I haven't felt this excited about, like, the MCU's future since, like, Infinity War and Endgame. I'm, like, super hyped up for what's coming in Avengers Doomsday, especially seeing some of the set photos and stuff and some of the supposed leaks around Doomsday. This movie's going to be wild. So it's been a couple months since those last couple clips, and since then, Thunderbolts has come out on physical media. And after watching it for a second time at home, I can confidently say this is my favorite film of 2025. The Lewis Pullman character, Bob, he's the heart of this film. He's what makes this so good. His performance is just stupendous. And this performance really resonates with me because it reminds me of how empty life can feel when you don't feel like you have a purpose. Bob really personifies that well, and it really makes me think about how my life was before I re-accepted Christ back into it. I'm going to speak in generalities here, not get into too much detail, because this was years ago. The past is dead and buried, but I do feel like it's important to bring up. There was a point in my life where I identified as a Christian, but it didn't really feel like the Lord spoke to me in any way. It didn't feel like I was heard or cared about. At that point in my life, I felt this like overwhelming sense of dread, just kind of like, is this really it? Is this as good as it gets? It also didn't help that around that time, romantically, my life was at a dead stop. Like, there was nothing happening in that department. And being a single nerdy guy, I kind of just felt like, well, that's it. There were some other things that happened, but it ultimately led to me feeling just this overwhelming sense of darkness. It felt like I was in the void, like in Thunderbolts. It felt like I was just reliving the same day over and over and over again. And it took the voice of the Lord shouting, "Hey, dummy, come back to me," for me to finally realize, oh crap, there's actually a point to all this. There's a point to me being on this earth. It's weird to say, but I'm happy that I went through that point in my life, because God used that as a teachable moment to say, look, you by yourself is no good, but you partnered with me, partnered with the perfect holiness, is wonderful. Thunderbolts just really reminded me of that time, and about how like the Thunderbolts pull Bob out of his void self and pull him back to reality. Jesus pulled me back to reality here on earth and showed me, hey, there's more to life than just living for yourself. There is something greater that you can aspire to. And obviously the whole romantic thing, I mean, that worked out. I'm married now. And that's why, folks, Thunderbolts is my favorite film of 2025. It's an incredibly important movie to me. It's a spiritual experience. It was a spiritual experience for me. I still stand by my criticisms earlier in this video. I still think Lexi is a bit much in a couple scenes. I don't agree with my criticism of I wish that we delved more into some of the other cast. Here I feel like we got just enough for John Walker, got plenty with Yelena and Bob. Alexei we explored in Black Widow. We don't really need it here. And Ghost, I do agree with that criticism. I do kind of wish we got a little bit more with Ghost. But if you're wondering why Thunderbolts is my favorite film of 2025, that's your answer. So I want to thank you guys so very much for watching this vlog. Thanks for being patient with me, for getting this vlog out so late. This was supposed to come out the week or two after Thunderbolts released in theaters, but that obviously didn't happen. Never mind how messy my kitchen is right now. Oh, let's go over here. Oh, that fits with the theme of the video. Look at that art piece. That's pretty sick. I really like that. So thanks again, everyone, for watching. There won't be anything next week, because Labor Day. I've already announced that in the Kindergarten Cop video. But the week after, you're going to get 7 weeks of Thursday content. Not one break. I promise you this. The videos are already done. It's going to be a brand new series, and you guys are going to really get a kick out of it. I think it's a great idea. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. With all that being said, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you all in the next video. Good night, everybody.